Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do issue number 2 of 3 of Rogue's Revenge, Final Crisis tie-in by DC Comics, made by Geoff Johns and Scott Kolins. Let's continue. So, I'm just skipping a few pages because we start here with the Rogues are entering a kind of a shop, and they are looking for their, I believe friends may be a big word, but the guy that is here, he's a tailor, and he is, making suits for these rogues for years, and this guy's called Gambi, and I believe they have, some kind of a tip that something was wrong, so he's looking for them, and so New Trickster, this young guy, says, "Hey, what are we doing here, and who's this guy, and why is he so important?" Well, Weather Wizard explains to Axel that he said, "This fabric is resistant to 500 mile per hour winds. We don't hire Gambi for his taste in color, Axel. We hire him for the ability to customize our uniforms to withstand what we put ourselves through." But then Mick, Heatwave, senses something. He says, "Cold." So somebody was here sending a message to Captain Cold, and this is let's say, a mannequin of his sister, who is dead, who has been killed by a copycat of Captain Cold, called himself Chillblain. There's a story about that too. And then he noticed Gambi is hanging there, and you can see on the faces of all these people that Gambi is still important is important to the rogues, although the rogues are villains and I'm not sure if they are really murderers, but yeah, let's call them that. So he says, "Get him down," and so they asked him, "Hey, who did this?" He says, "The rogues." And then he finds a mirror, and there's a dude. He says, "Who are you?" He says, "Name is Chill. I'm your replacement in this grand old universe. I am the leader of the new rogues." I said, "Wait, what?" So we're getting introduced to a new villain group. They calling themselves also the Rogues, but they are Burn, Mirror Man, Mr. Magic, and Weather Witch. And he got weapons of the original group, and they are taking up the mantle. And he says, "You see, you guys are the old news. You're out of touch, but you can be useful to somebody. Libra wants you to report back to the club for sermon and assignment. You're a symbol of the disbelievers." So he says, if you not come there and, between now and some certain time, he says, "I got your dad, Cold, and we're going to kill him." And you can see that Captain Cold is not happy at all. But while these villains are laughing at them, he says, "Fuck you, kid. I'm going to find you. I'm going to kill you all. And then I'm going to kill my father myself." Just look at these faces. Yeah, there's a small history. Captain Cold and his sister, or Leonard Snart, his original name, his father was very abusive to him and his sister, and he hates his father with a passion. Meanwhile, we have Inertia here, and it seems that Reverse Flash, and it's not the original one, but or Zoom, yeah, let's call him Zoom, wants to have Inertia wear this suit because it seems that Libra wants to put the suit on Inertia so he becomes a new Kid Flash. I mean, check out my first review of Rogue's Revenge for more information about that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my video and all that jazz. Shameless plug in here. So he's a little bit disobedient, and he, Zoom doesn't care. So you got to do as I say or else. And meanwhile, so we are here in some kind of a cold storage or something. Why they are standing here, I don't know. So one of these new rogues says, "Hey, Chill, what do you say, man?" He says he's going to come here. He's going to kill us. Then he's going to kill his father himself. Tough talk. And then Mirror Master shows up. He says, hey, you're using one of my weapons so I can trace you back. And then these other talk tough and said, hey, let them come. So the rogues come in and yeah, it's party time. Said, so you don't know me and you don't know us. That's your first mistake. I mean, I love the art of Kolins. It's just, I don't know. I read a lot of Flash comics with his art. It's probably my first introduction of this artist, and I was immediately sold. In the beginning, it was a little bit, okay, man, what kind of art is this? And then I just love it. Maybe the color scheme, it's not oversaturated. The colors are just perfect for the style of art. So first of all, the new Burn, or as he calls himself, he gets a taste of his own medicine by Captain Cold. And then Burn says, you're the pyro. Heard you went straight for a while. Heard most of your rogues did. You boys are soft. And then Heatwave says, the old man you left for dead back there, talking about Gamby. He says he was a good friend of mine, a talented friend. He stitched his suit together, but he didn't make yours, did he? So, okay. He says, so they both shoot at each other. The friction of the Flash hits when he's moving 20 times the speed of sound, can't even ward up his crimson cowl. But my fire can melt the Flash's boots. Look at me, I'm not even breaking a sweat. How about you? So Burn, is being overwhelmed by the heat and his suit breaks down and he's literally burning to death. And Heatwave says, you never appreciated, did you? The beautiful dance it does. Talking about his obsession with flames. Damn, he's crazy. So, these new rogues getting their asses handed. I mean, this was a particularly funny one. So this new weather wizard, or whatever her name is, he says, lightning? That's all you conjuring? So she says, why don't you put your hands on my waist and teach me how to use your wand, wizard? Bet you like that, huh? And he says, who's your favorite author? Is that how you say it? My favorite author? I'm not much of a reader. Then you are not my type. And he incinerates her. Ah, man, these are cold. No pun intended, these guys. Meanwhile, skipping a few pages, we have Axel here, but he has a tough time, defeating these guys. And then Mirror Master comes in and he says, well, I'm not the original Mirror Master. Sam Scudder was. Sam Scudder was the first Mirror Master when he took over the mantle. And he talks about the predecessors and that they want to take over them. But he says, my predecessors aren't breathing. Basically saying, hey, you are not going to breathe either in a couple of minutes. For instance. So he says to Axel, you want to be one of the rogues? You take notes. These fucks can think they claim our weapons, but the weapon doesn't make the rogue. I may be a father now, but I haven't gone soft. I warn people for years I grow a tornado inside their belly and burst them wide open. That was never an empty threat. I like these badass writing, man. That's what I said. I hate soft villains and soft people. Let me rephrase that. I want villains to be villains, not misunderstood, or they have a bad day and they feel they need to be cuddled now, like they're doing in the MCU or in the new Marvel comics. Every villain is misunderstood and is not really a villain, but can turn into the good side. The rogues are not like that. They did some good stuff here and there, but mostly they are just bad people. And this comic highlights that they are murderers. They don't give a shit. They don't go on a murdering spree, but when they are being threatened or, being, packed into a corner, they're going to bite back and hard. As the new Captain Cold or whatever his name is going to find out. So Captain Cold shoots and he says, hey, your gun is misfiring, but then this is happening. So Cold says, I don't misfire. It was a white beam Gotham boy. Yeah, it seems that he comes from Gotham. An invisible wall of absolute zero. Freezes anything that touches it solid. I used to slow it down the Flash so I can see him. But on normal folk, it's a little less pleasant. He says, don't beat yourself up too much. You weren't the first to pick up my gun and try this crap. You won't be the last, but you are today. And he's dead. You know? Like I said, these guys are true villains. So they say, I'm gonna kill my father now, or something like that. Don't mess with us and don't mess with our families. So basically, he's sending the message to Libra and his goons. So they're gonna open this door up, and meanwhile, Zoom is training Inertia, and we have Pied Piper here as well. He has a plan of his own. I don't know what, but we're gonna find out in the last issue that I have. So okay, we start here. Colt is in the room, puts out off his glasses, and he says, "Dad, Lenny," he says. So there's a lot of context here, and you see the hatred in Colt's eyes. He says, "I've been looking for you." And then we have the flashbacks about the abuse that he was undergoing with his drunk father. He says, "I've been looking for you for a very long time. So has your sister." And again, you can read this, what's happening here. Lisa's dead. I'm sorry, he says. Look me in the eyes and tell me you're sorry, quotation marks. So he turns around and they having a little of a bickering here. So Colt says, Lisa still will be alive if you hadn't chased her off. I didn't chase her off. She ran away after her big brother. And what did you do? You let her follow you. So Colt says, she has nowhere to go, Dad. You gave her a pair of ice skates and a mask. I didn't give her everything. I wasn't a good father, and I may have been rough. He said, and that triggers him. He says, but it ain't my fault you turned out the way you did, Lenny. It ain't my fault what happened to your sister. That's on you. Her death is on you. So he says, what now? And he taunts him. Basically talks about his mom, his wife, and then whatever that happens, he's being triggered and basically saying he's a loser and a weak boy. And so Leonard punches him, but he cannot pull the trigger somehow. But then this happens. So he comes back and he says to Heatwave, "You do it, Mitch." I didn't see that coming at all. That surprised me a lot. So Heatwave burns his father in front of him. So Martin, that's the name of Weather Wizard, says, "Feel better?" No, but it was worth a shot. So Axel is here looking at all these things, what is happening around him. Doesn't know how to react. I like that a lot. So, more ads. So now Captain Colt says, now we're going to take the fight to Libra, and they're going to regroup. And he says, we're going to end this. And then he says, burn it all. So everything is getting burned by Heatwave. And then Axel says, I don't get it. What don't you get? This talk about rules. Colt just had us slaughter those morons. So Mirror Master says, we went light on them considering what they do to Gambi and digging up Colt's old man. Take a long look at those pretenders, eh? You think the rogues just welcomed me in with open arms because I was wearing this get-up? There was a Mirror Master before me, and taking his place was nothing easy. They made me earn it. You want to stick around instead of end up like those pretenders? You gotta earn it too. How? You don't tell Colt why you want to be here. You tell them you need to be here. And then we see this, camera. And we see Gorilla Grodd says that, that the rogues killed all the other ones. So Libra says we need the rogues for the upcoming war of evil. Something like that. And said, why would you do that? He says, I want the rogues kill the kid, kill Flash again. It has to do something with an upcoming event. I'm not entirely sure how it goes, but to Libra it's important. They want to have the rogues on their side because it seems that the rogue have the most experience fighting speedsters. And if this is an indication of what's to come, and I believe this is it, one of the speedsters is gone. And I'm not sure if this is Wally or Barry, but he's coming back. So I believe that has to do with the whole what Libra is planning, or predicting what's coming. So he wants to reach out to Mark Warden, Weather Wizard, if he cannot get too cold because he miscalculated that part. And then why he wants to do that? Well, he has the kids of Weather Wizard, so he's going to probably blackmail him or something. So not sure what's going to happen, but very intriguing, and it's very cool. And it brings us to the end of the video. Guys, let me know what you think about it, and I see you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.